Hello again, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
With the microphone issues finally resolved, today we're climbing up to High Hrothgar again. It's been a while since I did the actual climb, but that's because I figured now I've leveled up enough for there to be new and more dangerous animals than there were before, including some that might not be kind and peaceable. So it's worth, showing that I can make the trip another time. Probably a bear over there, but usually not too aggressive. Let's see what we've got up here. Some kind of animal. Is that like a bear or a saber cat? Hard to tell. Oop, it's a bear. So, this seems like a job for a conjured wrathman. Let me put on my Morokai mask now that I'm up here. It's possible that I'll run into, human up here, but it's pretty unlikely.
Oh, the pilgrims are going?
Yes, the pilgrims disappear out of the game once you've completed your first pilgrimage up there yourself. Which is unfortunate. Some of them seemed a little bit interesting, like the one who had, mysterious background she's going to talk about. It'd be cool if you could follow up with her later on and find her somewhere. But no, they just vanished from the game. Alright. With the Wrathman, that went pretty well. Those things give me more XP than I would usually like, of course, but I figured it was probably worth it in this case to not have to deal with the extra hassle of the cave bear probably killing me in one shot. Although it might not have if it got me. I have, after all, put a lot of points into hit points over all these levels. But let's keep my eyes open. More important than to detect life up. Ah, there's something. Goats or wolves? Goats. Okay, well, if they're goats, there's probably not a wild animal right next to them. So, let's proceed. There's something though. Is that an ice wraith, maybe? It's moving oddly. Let's see. Yep. Totally culprit. These things are much easier to kill now that I have this much appreciated level up in my fire attacks. That extra 25% doesn't really sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference. Okay. That went pretty well. Let's see what we have next. Can't tell what that is from here. Ooh. Has it spotted me yet? No. Okay. Therefore, Natronach should do. So remember, these things are much more destructive than bears. It probably would kill me in one hit. But they're also a good deal flimsier than bears. So that's something at least. I don't want to have a chance to attack my Atronach, because it'll probably kill the Atronach in just a couple of hits. There we go. Man, I hate those things. I think I should get some mana back before I get too close to whatever that is over there. Oh, just a goat. Okay. Now what's that? Is that another goat? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Somewhere around here, of course, is the ice troll. I wonder what that thing is up there.
Bless you.
Thank you. Well, if it's not going after me, I'm not going to antagonize it. Last time I was doing this, before I found out my microphone wasn't actually recording things, I got attacked by a dragon right around here. Hopefully that won't happen this time. It made very little sense, because, you would think that, Parthenax would be involved in that fight somehow or other if a dragon attacked me right here on the slopes of the mountain. Either it would be attacking him because, the dragons would have every reason to hate Parthenax, or, he'd be trying to help me out. So it didn't really make much sense to be hit by a dragon right here. It also made the fact that nobody was serious about the peace conference later on a little bit silly when there's, a dragon battle going on right outside the house.
Maybe no one could hear you through those thick stone walls.
There it is.
Oh.
It could eat like the peace conference people, but would that really be a loss? Maybe it'll just fly by and not attack me. Maybe it's one of those dragons. Still doesn't make much sense up here. Which is it? Yeah, I think it's a random encounter with one who's just going to fly away this time. So, big time saver there. It was a blood dragon before, so extra annoying to kill.
Luckily you had some help.
Yep, I enlisted the frost troll over here. Where is it? I don't like that I don't know where it is, but the thing about trolls is they always give you ample warning. Okay, so... Oh, it's not what I meant to guess. I'll probably need to use some mana boosting items here to get through this, because after all I can't let it rest. How many potions should I drink? That might about do it. Okay. Sure do hate those things. They used to be almost unkillable before I got this most recent perk increasing my firepower.
A perk well spent.
Yep. So, I don't remember there being much opposition between here and High Hrothgar itself. Never hurts to be careful, though. You never know where an animal could just randomly wander to. It is a very cool location. You know, we've been hearing about this mountain for the entire series, being the highest point in Tamriel and this sacred place for all humans and so forth. So it is very cool to get to see it and have this majestic landscape and all these interesting old ruins and whatnot. I do feel like the sheer number of wild animals on the path, given how many pilgrims must come through here, is a little implausible. Ah, there's some people walking in, so I better take off my mask. And shiver in the cold over here as I get dressed for the peace conference. Where are my fine boots? Do I not have any right now? That'll have to do that. Maybe not the Necromancer's Amulet. Maybe, this way, if anybody says anything offensive, at least I won't be shocked. I think those are probably the two blades. I will avoid talking to them now, because they'll say dumb things that don't make any sense at this time, because you're not supposed to be talking to them right now. So I'll simply skip by them, and we'll get to have their dialogue as intended instead. A little bit sloppy there, honestly. So let's go in and talk to the Greybeards. You guys are being lousy hosts. You're not even, like, talking with your guests.
So, you've done it. The men of violence are gathered here.
And he, of course, goes back to being, like, a whiny, useless twit.
I should not have agreed to host this council. The Greybeards have no business involving us.
Involved yourselves in such matters since, like, the dawn of time.
Peace? I doubt it. They may put their weapons down for a moment, but only to gather strength for the next bloodletting. They are not yet tired of war. Far from
This is supposed to be, like, a profound saying here, I think, but it's actually just stupid. Because, like, all the Nord wars in history have ended up until this current one, which hasn't been going on for that long.
Take your seat at the council table, and let us see what wisdom we can find among these warriors of Skyrim.
So, Arngeir.
I do like this moment. There's so many different factions and characters colliding here. It's a pretty great moment in the game that way. A lot of people complain about it being kind of like an annoying cinematic you're forced to sit through, and they have a point, but like, it has some of the game's best dialogue and character development and whatnot.
More, actually.
Yeah, they have a point. Well, except that it's their house. But
Were you? Hubris of the Blades truly knows no bounds.
If it were up to you, the Dragonborn would sit dreaming on this mountain doing nothing.
Delphine, we're not here.
I do like Esbern and Delphine and their
The matter at
interactions.
hand is urgent. Alduin must be stopped. You wouldn't have called this council if you didn't agree. We know a great deal about the situation and the threat that Alduin poses to us all. You need us here if you want this council to succeed.
Very well. You may enter.
Alright.
Take your seat, and we can begin.
So now we all proceed to the council room over here, which you might have seen a few times and wondered what it was for up until now. It seems like odd for me to enter before the graveyard, so I'll simply wait. And look, there's Elenwyn. Why was she invited? Everybody in there seems to be alive, at least. That's helpful. So, now they'll keep, like, blathering at you to sit down, but it's more interesting to go around and talk to everybody.
And so we meet again. But this time I know who and what you really are.
I doubt it.
I'll give you credit for boldness. But associating yourself with the Blades is a choice.
I'll give you credit for boldness, saying that right in front of the Blades and all these other people who hate you here.
I'm here to ensure that General Tullius does not exceed his authority.
If you can arrange an end to the fighting, Dragon's Reach is...
So you have the Imperial delegation on this side and Stormcloaks on that
Take your
side.
seats.
So Arngil will just not stop blathering at me to sit down. But no.
Is everyone here? Let's get this started.
It's your only chance at some of this style. That's silly.
I'm here because it's required of me. But there's nothing to be gained by talking to that murderer. I understand this council was your idea, Dragonborn.
That's the
I'm afraid
spirit.
I
I
don't
finally
hold
got
out
a
much hope
chance
for
to see this
success.
place.
She's a Nord, of course, so she always wanted to see this
You've
sacred
done
place.
well to even get the two of them in the same room.
Much more sensible than the rest of them.
Please,
Shut
take
up!
your seats so that we can begin.
When has any good ever come from talking to the Empire? I don't know how you convinced Ulfric to talk to the Empire. Worse than a waste
I
of
never
time.
thought
if you
I'd
ask
ever
me.
willingly stand in the same room with Tullius again. At least not without a weapon.
Again,
in
when did
my
they meet
hand.
before?
It's good to be back in Hyrule.
Remember, he was trained here. He was like an apprentice graveyard for a while, but then he left because the graveyards are stupid.
We should get started. Alduin is only getting stronger.
We must make them see the danger, Dragonborn.
Alright, I'll go take my seat at the head of the table over
Why
here.
delay?
Now that everyone is here, please take your seats so we can begin.
So, this is an interesting bit here. A lot of it's like a cinematic. I can't send up or
We all
anything.
come
No.
here in the spirit
You
of
insult us by bringing
And he
her
just now has
to
noticed
creation.
Eleven, apparently. He's been rolling
Your
poorly on
chief
his perception.
Hunter?
That didn't take long.
Here, here.
I have every right to be at this negotiation. I need to ensure that nothing is agreed to here that violates the terms of the White Gold Concordat.
She's part of the Imperial delegation. You can't dictate who I bring to this council.
Please, if we have to negotiate the terms of the negotiation, we will never
So they
get
periodically ask for your input about various things, and you can change the whole course of the Civil War that way, which is very cool, the way these two quest lines intersect here. I'm glad I'm doing this for episode 51. Seems like a good time to have a major turning point like this.
That I would sit down at the same table with that.
His voice acting here is just
Foul
terrible.
bitch. Either she
Just
walks or
just
I.
awful. He's a competent actor, but I don't know why he's doing so badly here. So this makes a big difference, but I'm going to kick her out because I hate her. And she really
glad
has no
we
business
agree on
here.
this.
It also helps me with my true motives here.
Ulfric, enjoy your petty victory.
See, the Empire takes that as you favoring the Stormcloaks, and the Stormcloaks take it as you favoring them. So then later on, you can get some kind of concession that's much more material.
Ah, Skyrim will never bow to the Thalmor. Unlike your Imperial...
Yeah, they pretty much do just, like, suck up to the
You're lucky
Thalmor.
I respect the
Despite
Greybeard's
claiming...
counsel, Galmar.
Legate, we represent the Emperor here.
Sorry, sir. It won't happen again.
Are you going to sit down
Now
at some
that
point?
that's
I think she
settled,
might have been glitched.
may we
She's supposed to...
proceed?
Okay, there we go.
I have something to say.
Oh,
first.
great.
Here we go.
The only reason I...
So Ulfric and Tullius are both just, like, awful, stupid people.
There's nothing
And show
else
complete
for
incompetence
us.
as leaders here.
Unless the Empire is finally ready to renounce its unjust claim to
Like, why are you
rule over the
pontificating
people of
about this
Skyrim?
right now? You're in front of, like,
Knew he was
totally neutral parties. Your avowed enemies and, like, your, like, right-hand man. There's nobody you're really speaking here to, unless you think you can persuade the Dragonborn like this. Which I doubt you can do, because I arranged this peace conference for a reason. Like, why would interrupting my peace conference make me like
Or
you?
can we get down to business?
Yes, let's get this over with.
Are we ready to proceed?
I do like its exasperated tone there.
Jarl Ulfric, General Tullius, this council is unprecedented. We are gathered here at the Dragonborn's request. I ask that you all respect the spirit of High Hrothgar, and do your best to begin the process of achieving a lasting peace in Skyrim. Who would like to open the negotiations?
Yes, let's get down to it. We want control of Markarth. That's our
It doesn't make any sense at all. They couldn't possibly hold this thing because it's across like tons of Imperial territory. And it doesn't really make sense to say like, hey, give me like a random province in exchange for like a peace treaty. It's just...
General, this is outrageous. You can't be taking this demand seriously. I thought we were here to discuss a
I thought that too.
Elisif, I said I'd handle.
So he shows like a complete disrespect for the people on his side here.
Expect us to give up Markarth at the
Because he does do just that, and there's no way to prevent it, in
To
fact.
gain in council what you've been unable to take in battle, is that it?
I'm sure Jarl Ulfric does not expect something for nothing.
Yes, that'd be entirely out of character.
Want in return.
Wait, General, you don't intend to just...
So he
hand
just
over
betrays the
Markarth
people of
to that
Markarth casually here and hands them over to Ulfric.
This is how the Empire repays us for our loyalty?
Really makes him look like a terrible, terrible leader in front of his
Let's
allies.
be clear. This council wasn't my idea. I think it's a waste of time.
Like, the Imperials are known for their diplomacy and high speechcraft and whatnot. Why do they send like the least competent man in the Empire to be the general in Skyrim?
Since we're all here at your request, I'd like to hear what you think.
So here you get like a choice. You can either trade it for like a terrible, stupid city, like Winterhold, which actually has the cause of Winterhold, so it's clearly more valuable, or Riften, which is, you know, equal in value. But he'll still whine about it because I kicked Elwyn out. But I want to favor the Empire
It
here.
would help secure our communications with Cyrodiil and threaten Ulfric's southern flank.
The Dragonborn has spoken, Tullius. Markarth will be ours. Now we'll see if there's anything behind your talk of good faith.
You disappoint me, Dragonborn. I accepted your invitation.
So he's mad not because of any kind of logical reason, but because I kicked Elwyn out. So now he's acting so I'm disfavoring him for that reason. But that's like a key strategic point here, because then he can get her traded basically for an entire province, which is a really sweet deal. You know, Tullius is still too stupid to recognize it.
You'll never defeat the Empire, and you know it. But you're willing to sacrifice thousands for your own selfish ambition. Soon enough, I'll have you back under the headsman's axe, and this time there won't be any dragon to save you.
That's a good reason to agree to this dragon-slaying peace council, isn't it?
Stop! Are you so blind to our danger that you can't see past your pitiless agreements? Here you sit arguing about nothing. while
I
the
always do
fate
like
of the
Esbern.
land hangs in the balance.
Is he with you, Delphine? If so, I
How does he know Delphine?
He is with me. And I advise you both to listen to what he has to say before you do anything rash.
Don't you
His
understand?
arms are
the
massive.
danger? Don't you understand what the return of the dragons means? Alduin has returned, the World Eater. Even now he devours...
This is something that you both be able to agree is like a bad thing, you would think.
He grows more powerful with every soldier slain in your pointless war. Can you not put aside your hatred for even one moment in the face of this mortal danger?
I don't know about the end of the world, but this
You would think you would know about that by now. Like, it's kind of your job to look into important things like this, but he's apparently just so determined to be ignorant about everything that he's done no research whatsoever during all the months that have transpired.
Now, back to the matter at hand. You know as well as I do that we can't hand over Markarth on these terms.
Swords, bones, where will these demands end?
So one thing I do think is cool about this is the dialogue can be different every time you do the peace council, depending on, you know, different choices you make.
You slaughtered the very people you claim to be fighting for. True sons of Skyrim would never do such.
If you go to Karth Waste, of course, there's no evidence of a massacre, but whatever.
My men would never stoop to such methods, even in retaliation for your butchery at...
All the blood spilled in this war is on your head.
So, Dragonborn, what do you say?
So here's your chance. In order to get the good deal, I need to say something here that he won't like. It's a stupid response.
Better than to expect you to give us a fair
But it's okay because it'll let me get the better one later on.
Once again, the Empire takes the blame for the crimes of others.
You're not getting blamed for it here, you're just not
You
getting
know I
paid
can't
for
agree
it.
to these terms. The Emperor would repudiate this treaty and I would be recalled.
Damn Imperial arrogance.
Let's hear it.
We want the Pale returned to...
So now he asked for an entire province.
Traitor Skald the Elder will be replaced with...
Skald is a terrible, terrible Jarl, so Kelty is happy about this. He's also happy to get rid of the incompetent, awful Jarls of both Markarth and Riften, so he's pleased with the way things are going.
But to let the Dragonborn decide, although I'm starting to doubt your fairness.
So everything is going according to
Dragonborn,
plan.
What do you say? I knew I could count on you.
Total reversal. And then he gets mad about it again immediately thereafter.
These terms are still not acceptable.
Out with it then.
Never mind.
Yeah, they were a little bit sloppy there.
These are the best terms we'll get from this council. So be it.
So I just got the Empire a free province,
The greater good above our own interests.
which Kelty wants because he decided the Stormcloaks are buffoonish, incompetent, and small-minded. So he'd rather have this war concluded with the Empire winning with as little bloodshed as possible.
Markarth will be handed over to Ulfric's forces. Jarl Igmund will step down, and Thongvor
Silverblood? Oh no! So yeah, they put the even worse people in charge of both of the cities. You cannot improve them this way. They put a Silverblood member in charge of Markarth instead of the Silverbloods have been running into the ground, and then they replace Layla with like the crime lord of Riften. So you cannot improve either city, you can only make them worse. For no reason. Brina Marilis is at least like a decent and competent Jarl.
You both agree to this?
The Sons of Skyrim will live up to their agreements, as long as the Imperials hold to theirs. What about you, Elisif? Are these terms to your liking?
I like this part, because everyone knows she's
Speak up.
worthless.
I'm sure General Tullius is waiting to do your bidding.
I have nothing to say to that murderer.
Even she knows she's useless.
General, you've proven yourself a good friend to Skyrim. I continue to trust that you will do your utmost to safeguard our interests.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. I appreciate your loyalty. These terms blatantly favor everyone.
A free province. This is a blatantly favors the rebels.
Empire will accept them until the dragon menaces. After that, Ulfric, there will be a reckoning. Count on it.
Come on, Galmar. We have a lot of work to do.
So I need to hunt down everyone before they get out of this room,
It's a heavy price for this
so I can get their
truce,
last bits of dialogue from them.
I hope it was worth it.
We're counting on you to
Jarl
make this all
Balgruuf.
worthwhile.
I assume
The
you are
look on
familiar with the
Tullius's
Dragonborn
face,
plan.
where the Greybeard
Yes.
read the terms,
Ready to do
was
my part.
worth the trip.
Just say the word, and my men will help you spring this trap.
But the difficulty remains how to lure a dragon to Dragon's Reach.
Was Galmar stuck?
Well, that's an excellent question. You haven't overlooked.
We were forced to overlook that detail. Once again, they forced us to be stupid. We have to pretend this is the only way to proceed anyway, and then we're not allowed to prepare for it.
While you were arranging this meeting, I was busy in the library of Skyhaven Temp. An unguessed trove of lost.
I don't think there's a library there that we can really find,
Important
but
thing
whatever.
is that the blades recorded.
Also, didn't you just give away your location in front of people who reported to the Thalmor?
Cross-referencing this,
Oh dear.
Delphine's map of dragon burial sites. I believe I've identified one of the dragons that Alduin has raised up.
It doesn't really matter, but whatever.
Don't you see? The names of dragons are always 3 words of power. Shouts. By calling the dragon with a voice, he will hear you wherever he might be. He's not compelled to, but dragons are prideful by nature and loath to refuse a challenge. Your voice in particular is likely to intrigue this dragon after your victory over Alduin. I think it's very likely that he will be unable to resist investigating your call.
We could just use like any
I'm no
dragon.
master of the voice, like these worthy gentlemen, but it is written here in this scroll. Oda Ving, winged snow hunter, as I read it.
I hope this truce gives
So
you
we instantly learn it.
It won't-
I better hurry and talk to everybody, or they get away.
I hope this truce gives you what you need.
I don't know why you gave Ulfric so much.
You'd better be able to deliver.
Sacrifice a lot, gave over so much. You're such
As soon
idiots.
as I get back to Whiterun, I'll get my men
I
ready.
fear this truce will not last.
Alright.
General Tullius
So now,
looking for any
we can
opportunity
get to the part of the game that makes
to
people hate the blades here.
I'm afraid this is one. A serious one.
He's more reasonable about it than
Who
Delphine
the
is.
Greybeard's leader really is. All well and good, but did you know that he was Alduin's chief lieutenant?
So this is a legitimate point here. Like, Esbern actually makes some fairly intelligent arguments, whereas Delphine is just a nut.
It's true that his crimes are long in the past, but justice does not count the passage of
And there probably is a statute of limitations on most crimes in most jurisdictions, but I guess some things don't have
by
one.
the Greybeards, and then the Emperors. Justice demands that he die for his crimes. Until he is dead, I'm afraid my oath as a blade prevents me from offering you aid and comfort.
Haven't you been listening to me? All the old tales agree that he has some means to travel to Sovngarde itself.
Unfortunately, you can't find any of those old tales.
He devours the souls of the heroic dead to feed his power.
A really awful thing to do.
Portal to Sovngarde before he
Alright,
returns
so
to
basically you have to now
Rome
choose between the Greybeards and the Blades forever, at some point.
Justice can
The Blades will no longer work with you unless you kill Parthenax.
Parthenax deserves to die.
And the Greybeards will hate you forever if you kill Parthenax.
Parthenax was the author of many atrocities during the Dragon War. Crimes great enough to be remembered for thousands of years.
Maybe you should specify some of those so we care, but...
Traitor to Alduin and helped overthrow the Dragon Cult, but that does not excuse or expiate his previous deeds. Whether or not he has truly repented.
And people do debate whether he can be trusted or not. I think all the actual evidence suggests that he really has repented.
He paid with his life.
And I say that as like a naturally very suspicious person, but...
Goodbye then.
So... where did Delphine go? I need to talk with her. She can't have gotten that far. Maybe she's just outside here? Delphine? Can't see you because it's so blindingly bright. There we go. Okay, so she needs to be an idiot now.
Do the right thing. Parthenax deserves to die. Make your choice, Dragonborn. You're either with us or against us. Here's the big picture. He helped Alduin enslave our ancestors. He may have betrayed Alduin in the end, but that makes him...
This is
worse,
so
not
stupid.
better. We can't afford to give Parthenax the opportunity to betray us in turn.
Why would he do that? Why would
Return
all of them
to
take
his
him
old
back?
master.
You're just so dumb. None of what you're saying makes sense. Esbern at least makes some sense. He's making like a moral argument that people need to pay for their crimes even after long periods of time. She's just like, well, he betrayed one person once, therefore he wants to betray everybody again and again and again. That's how treachery works.
Did you need something?
So, I guess that wraps things up for this time, basically. I need to change back into reasonable clothes once all these important dignitaries and witnesses are gone. I guess they can thank me for having cleared the bears and whatnot off this mountain before they walk back down it. And then proceed with the Dark Brotherhood questline, and then luring the dragon, I would say. Alright. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.